When people talk about Hollywood, they usually talk about the final product, the trailers, the red carpets, the glittering premieres, or the polished scenes that show up on streaming platforms. But behind every film, especially the ones that look effortless, there is a world the public rarely sees. It is a world full of long nights, unexpected obstacles, clashing ideas, creative breakthroughs, and human beings trying their best to bring a story to life. And that is where this documentary-style story begins, not with scandal, not with controversy, but with the honest, complicated machinery of filmmaking. It starts in a conference room, one of those bright, glass-walled studio rooms where everyone pretends to be calm even when the stakes are high. The new project on the table is a romance drama adaptation of a best-selling novel. It's the kind of book that already has an audience, the kind that millions of readers feel deeply attached to. Studios love a built-in audience. They also fear it, because fans have expectations, big ones, and they will call out anything that feels inauthentic. The director, producers, executives, and creative team gather around the table. Some carry laptops, others carry color-coded binders. In Hollywood, binders are always assigned someone intends to defend their ideas. The director opens the meeting with a calm smile. He is known for being collaborative, patient, and willing to hear opposing viewpoints. He genuinely loves stories, loves the process, even the messy parts. His intention is simple. He wants to honor the heart of the novel, connect with the fans, and create something emotionally grounded. But filmmaking has never been simple. As production begins, the first challenge appears almost immediately: scheduling. Big-name actors have busy calendars, and every day on set costs thousands of dollars. Coordinating shooting windows becomes a puzzle, and one small shift can throw the entire structure off balance. The production team works long hours arranging plans, replanning them, and preparing backup plans for the backup plans. That's filmmaking, an ongoing battle between creativity and logistics. Then comes location scouting. The studio wants authenticity. The director wants visual beauty. The production manager wants budget efficiency. They drive through neighborhoods, visit properties, study lighting at different hours of the day, and try to imagine how scenes from the script would live in each environment. Sometimes a location looks perfect in photos but fails in person. Sometimes it's beautiful but too loud. Sometimes it's quiet but too expensive. Sometimes the weather is unpredictable. Every decision becomes a negotiation between aesthetic and practicality. What people forget is that the film crew has to function like a small temporary city. There are departments within departments: lighting, grips, props, hair and makeup, wardrobe, sound, stunt coordination, catering, transportation, on-set teachers for minor performers, mental health professionals depending on the content, and dozens more. Every job is essential and every person depends on another. Hollywood productions are like orchestras. Even the most talented musicians sound chaotic if they're not working together. And then, of course, come expectations, not just from the studio, not just from the creative team, but from the world watching. Fans of the book circulate opinions online. Casting announcements spark debates. People express hope, excitement, and sometimes concern. It's normal. It's part of being connected to something people love. Still, it adds pressure. The director understands this. He has worked in the industry long enough to know that creating something meaningful will always bring a mix of praise and criticism. What matters, he reminds the team, is respect for the story, for the actors, for the crew, and for the audience. As filming begins, the cast steps into their roles with admirable dedication. Chemistry read-throughs go smoothly. Rehearsals help the actors understand the emotional beats of each scene. The director encourages gentle exploration, subtle gestures, pauses, tone shifts. Film acting is often about what is not said, about the spaces between words. On set, every day brings a new challenge. Sometimes it's weather. Sometimes it's lighting. Sometimes equipment fails and a quick solution needs to be improvised. Sometimes time runs short and the team has to make creative decisions on the fly. And yet, through all of this, the crew works with focus and professionalism. They are problem solvers by nature. Ask any veteran crew member and they'll tell you film sets succeed because of teamwork, not luck. But not all challenges are technical. Sometimes they're emotional. A film adaptation involves passionate opinions. People care deeply about how characters should behave, how relationships should evolve, and how specific moments should be portrayed. Creative differences happen on every set, not because someone is difficult, but because everyone is trying to protect the story in their own way. One person might envision a scene as quiet and introspective. Another might imagine it with more intensity. Neither is wrong, they're simply looking through different creative lenses. The director handles these differences with diplomacy. He listens to actors when they express concerns, listens to producers when they bring up marketing considerations, and listens to the studio when they discuss audience expectations. His job is to hold the center to guide the project while respecting every voice involved. At the same time, the actors bring their own humanity to the set. They deal with long hours, emotional scenes, complex choreography, and heavy dialogue. They ask questions, seek clarity, explore their characters' motivations, and give feedback about moments that feel authentic or forced. The director welcomes this. Collaboration makes films better. The crew watches all of this from behind the camera, the early mornings, the late nights, the quiet moments where an actor stands alone preparing for an emotional scene, the small triumphs when a difficult shot finally comes together. Hollywood sets are not always glamorous, but they are full of heart. As filming progresses, word spreads online. Fans share behind-the-scenes photos. Entertainment outlets write headlines. Speculation grows about themes, performances, and what the final product will feel like. Some enthusiasts praise the creative direction. Others debate it. That's the nature of adaptations. Everyone has a picture of their favorite story, and no two readers imagine it exactly the same way. Throughout all this external noise, the team stays focused. Production moves into its midpoint, the phase where fatigue sets in but momentum builds. The director maintains a balanced environment, encouraging calm communication. Whenever questions arise, he addresses them with clarity. Whenever adjustments are needed, he explains the reasoning. Professionalism becomes the anchor holding the entire set steady. And here is the truth people often forget. Filmmaking is not just creativity, it's resilience. Scenes get rewritten, schedules change, emotions fluctuate. But the team adapts, problem solves, and keeps moving forward. Everyone wants the same thing: to make a good film. One of the most powerful parts of this process happens in the smaller, quieter conversations. A makeup artist adjusting an actor's collar before a scene. A camera operator sharing a joke to lighten the mood. A producer reminding everyone that setbacks are normal. A first assistant director keeping the day organized with gentle firmness. These moments build trust. A film set survives on trust. And trust creates the foundation for the story that audiences will eventually see. As the final weeks of filming approach, something interesting happens. The production begins to feel like a family. People who arrived on set as colleagues now communicate effortlessly. A lighting technician knows exactly what angle the cinematographer prefers. A sound mixer knows when an actor tends to lower their voice. A costume designer knows when the director will want an alternate outfit ready. This unspoken rhythm is the heartbeat of a film. And in the middle of that heartbeat is a truth often overshadowed by Hollywood headlines. Most films are not shaped by controversy. They are shaped by human effort. Honest, hardworking effort, early mornings, late nights, dozens of small decisions. Thousands of moments no one will ever see. The public sees the movie. The team sees the journey. And that journey, with all its complexity, is where the story truly lives.